Okay, so we've worked out that the ideal kind of spacing for our ground control is a function of flight height. So let's say we've got an area and we're flying at 50 meters, let's say. So we know that we need to place our ground control in kind of sensible locations. So we need to pin the corners of our survey extent that we are interested in delivering to our clients. We need to make sure that we're no more than 2 to 3 times that 50 meters apart. So if this was a 300-meter site, then we might need to put some more ground control in those spaces there, and probably dot an area like this in this kind of a fashion in order to get not 30 meters, 300 meters, in order to get ideal control. Now that's quite a lot of control, and you will be able to play with that. But if you want to reduce the control, probably the best way to reduce the control is to fly your drone higher. Because if we go right up to 121 meters or 400 feet, which is the ceiling for most of us, then our distance between ground control can start to be something like 300 meters. So on that instance, we would very quickly drop down to 3 or 4 ground control points minimum here. However, let's not forget that we've still got our expectation on some checkpoints in here as well. Now, the Canadian Survey Institute would tell us that we need a minimum number of control points, and that's in order to be statistically relevant. But at the very least, let's just intersperse some of our area with ground control so that when we actually use the model, we're using the model for all of these red ground control points to control the model, and we're using the blue ground control points for checks, and those will be used to actually verify the achieved accuracy in X, Y, Z. Doesn't need to be any more complicated than that for a large area. It does get more complicated for a corridor, and that would be my next question.